assalamu alaikum, good morning, khushamdi, ji ayanu, goeiemorgen.
Pagkakagale, ni hao, tuna shumme, washmale, ohio gozaimas, guten morgen, hola, bonjour, privyet, kaifahal, halishama chatore, ahlan wasalan maraba, buna, mucho, gracias, and a very amazing good morning to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and watching World this morning. Alongside the one and the only, the very fabulous, the very amazing, the very talented Shiza Hashmi and Shahzad Khan. Hi Shiza, how are you today?
I'm absolutely great. Thank you so much for such a sweet introduction.
Oh, no
And well,
problem.
same goes for you as well.
Thank you
How are
very
you
much.
doing?
Yeah, but I think I'm doing fine as well, and especially for all those days where we actually have to wear, casual
Casual,
dresses.
yes, love
I
it.
think I feel a lot more energetic, and I feel as if I'm more comfortable in doing
Yeah.
whatever I want to do. Because if you're wearing a suit, so first
You're
of all,
obviously
you obviously have to be
uptight.
very careful about the tie. It's not slipping out, and then the jacket's in place, and then you're like, okay. So, it gets a little difficult. But with these
It
jackets and
does.
jeans, everything's cool,
I
and that's what we're
know.
going to do today.
Absolutely love that. But before we do talk about what we are going to talk about, there's just one thing. So I was, thinking about how sometimes there are some people who are so close to you, your family, sometimes friends as well, but unluckily you're not probably living close to them. Sometimes they live
Oh,
abroad or
yeah.
everything.
I get it. I
So
get it.
okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so point being, I mean, it's such a fast-moving world, and we usually do not have even time to keep up with their lives and,
Yeah.
tell them what is happening in ours. So here's a small thing what I'm going to do today, and I think you all should too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick out all my friends, which I feel like I haven't been talking to lately, but they're so important and close.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave them a voice note of, everything what happened in my life lately so that they are updated and all my love and prayers for them, and then they can text me back. So we will be up to date with whatever is happening. And also, the love is fresh, the friendship is fresh, so why not?
Well, I think it's a great idea, but
And he's about to negate.
no, I'm not negating. I mean, everybody who thinks that that this is something which needs to be done alongside their friends, I think this is cool.
Yeah.
That is your choice
not?
because they're your friends. But with me, I think I have a different story. That
Okay.
whatever is going on in my life, I really do not want anybody else to know. Because there's this different thing as well. Because the way I've been. Brought up, we have always been told that, okay, once you have achieved something, you can definitely go brag about it, tell the world,
Right.
do whatever. But once it's in the process, you're never supposed to share it with anybody else.
Right, but at least you can call them and be like, "मैं ठीक हूँ,"
Yeah,
तो,
yeah, yeah. I think
basic
that is
stuff.
that is very important,
Yeah.
just to let them know that you're fine
Yeah.
and they're fine and they're having food on time. I think that's great as well.
So I have a question.
No,
Okay.
I have a question
Okay,
as well.
okay.
Do you think that boys being friends is different from girls being friends?
I think yes. I
Yeah.
feel like girls are a little more interactive and needy than
Little
boys
more. No,
are.
she's not saying little more interactive. She's saying girls actually love to gossip a lot. That's what she's actually
We
saying.
love to talk.
Oh, come on. Okay, we can agree to disagree.
Disagree, absolutely. So, well, my question was, you do go to the gym. Have you ever had karate classes or something?
Yeah, there are a lot of karate classes which take place, but they're generally kids of 7 years old or probably 16 years old.
Were you ever interested as a kid, maybe?
No, because whenever I actually signed up for a karate class, they made me stand right at the back. I was
Oh,
the
tallest.
tallest one,
Oh,
and then
right.
picking up kicks. It was difficult for me to do that, so I just focused on weightlifting. That's what it is.
Okay, perfect. So
But why did you ask me this question?
I'll tell you why, because ladies and gentlemen, we have some amazing, amazing ladies from Islamabad, from the Twin Cities over here,
Yeah.
who are going to perform a type of karate over here for us and also talk to us about it. It's called...
It's called SO-KYOKUSHIN.
Yes.
Well, and the word, ladies and gentlemen, I've heard it for the very first time. It's a different karate technique. And the best part over here is that all of these ladies karate masters, they've achieved quite a lot throughout their journey. Somebody has been doing karate for the last 5 years, somebody for the last 10 years as well. But this was so different for me early in the morning when I came to the office, when I reached office, that everybody was in a karate jumpsuit. Probably, I don't know, what do we call it? I mean, I think it's a karate jumpsuit, or
Uniform.
that's what it
Okay.
is. And half of them is green belt, brown belt, and black belt and whatnot. So imagine that, when I was in school, I think I did karate for 2 years, and I was again on the white belt as well. So, I was where I started. So probably I wasn't made for karate. But, these wonderful ladies, they're over here. They're going to let us know about the self-defense techniques as well. Because over here in Pakistan, generally this is not the problem. But one way or the other, women do get harassed by people who are
Yeah.
perverts. So I think that, everybody needs to be equipped with, some kind of defense tactic.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's
And
what
I'm
it is.
going to
I mean,
learn
my
today
defense
as well.
is wrong, man. Any punch can come from in here. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I think we shall be introducing without further
Yes,
ado.
so on my right hand side, ladies and gentlemen, first up, we've actually been joined by the president and brunch. Well,
Branch.
yeah.
Branch chief for Pakistan SO-KYOKUSHIN World, the dojo that he owns over here. He has more than 10 branches all across the country. He's been on the show before, and for more than 3 times, I'm pretty sure he is the main trainer, and he actually brought this art to Pakistan.
Exactly, and he's none other than Mr. Shihan Raja Khalid. Hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you, Khalid Saab?
Walaikum salam. I'm fine. How are
Thank you very much for joining. It's wonderful to have you. I'm very sorry for the introduction because my producer's handwriting was just like
A little clumsy.
a little clumsy. Oh, Jamshid Saab, are you listening? Oh, but it's all right. Yeah.
Why
I'm
you had to
sorry.
name him?
On a lighter note, but alongside Raj Saab, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by somebody who's actually a self-defense trainer. She's got 17 degrees to herself. It's not that she's just been doing karate. She's a great psychologist as well. She's been on our show in different occasions and in different capacities. She's none other than Miss Samia Khan. Hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Wonderful to have you. But in karate, they have this special hello. Who? Something of that sort.
Yeah.
Can we
Who's?
do? What's that?
It's like who's?
Who's?
Okay.
Yeah. Come on. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to say to the next one as well. Alongside Ms. Samia Khan, ladies and gentlemen, once again a self-defense trainer, Hina Mehreen. Uz. Yes. I'm getting into the feel of it, yes. And last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, SO-KYOKUSHIN fighter, Ms. Khatija Usman Lashari. Uz. But I do not know what does uz mean though. I think for that we'll move on to Shihan Saab over here. Shihan Saab, what does uz mean? Uz.
Us means anytime your teacher, your sensei, Shihan call you, just accepting that, saying yes. Everything, yes. Us.
Okay.
It's not comes from the throat, actually it comes like a very deep
From the
inside,
belly.
From your gut?
Uz.
Oh.
Like that.
Again, please.
Us.
बच्चे डर जाएंगे. Okay, but ladies and gentlemen, we have to go towards a small video. We'll actually let you know what SO-KYOKUSHIN looks like and how does training women in Pakistan looks like. Let's go. Let's take a look. Good morning. Who's? Wow.
This was energetic early in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah, it was very energetic, and I loved the place where they were actually doing it. But there's only one conflict I had in my head, and that was that why were they only kicking with their right legs?
Oh.
Yeah, why were they only
that a
training
thing?
with one leg?
Actually, what happened, this is a workshop with the US Aid,
Okay.
American Embassy. We are doing a 40 hours training, self-defense training to them. And this was only a 3 days training.
Okay.
They never did karate before in their life.
Oh,
Okay.
The first time they're doing a kicking, so what we do, we use one leg for the 10 kicks, then we use the second leg for the 10
For the
kicks.
10 kicks.
So they were just 3 days practice only.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
you can see
wow.
their balance, their movements of the legs, their posture of the body, how they're doing, and the shouting. It look like they're doing like more than a year.
Exactly.
Wow, but Raja Saab, I have to tell you, I'm absolutely inspired by all of these girls. But before that, I have to ask you, you have a title to yourself, Shihan, that the last time he was on the show, I sort of didn't know what Shihan was, and I thought Shihan is his name. And I was like, Shihan Saab, to which he was like, it's a title. So what does it mean? What does it stand for?
Titles is like when you are a black belt, they
Okay.
call you senpai. When you are a third dan, they call you a sensei. Goes to a fourth dan. Then when you get the fifth dan, is a degrees, is dan. Then you become a shian. Then you become a kancho. Then you become a hanchi.
And you were 6th dan?
I am a sixth dan black belt from Japan. Yes, so I am shian.
Oh, okay. So you get it after you cross such levels and achieve all
Yes,
of that.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So moving on to you, how did you get into this? First of all, you've studied so much, mashallah, that is absolutely amazing. But when was it that you decided, I really need to venture into this as well?
Actually, when I jumped into my career, I started with a software firm as a content editor.
Okay.
And we had a project from Beachbody USA, that is a health and fitness company. It's a really big, they have more than 3,000 coaches across US.
Wow.
So my inspiration started from there, and they have recently released their first mixed martial arts program.
Perfect.
And I started studying about health and nutrition, and then I realized that we people, like IT people, we spend like 8 hours sitting and not working out, and then
Right.
we are earning money to get
To get
ill,
fat.
to get ill or fat. You can see
Yeah.
all IT guys,
Unhealthy, basically,
they have
right.
this big tummies, right? And
Yeah.
that makes them look nasty and, you know, clumsy, right?
Wow. I
So
don't have a belly.
Joking.
you're
Yeasty.
earning money to get sick, and then you spend your money to get
To
healthy.
get fit, right?
Yeah.
Wow,
So it's a vicious
smart.
circle that is going on, and somebody has to break it. So having degrees with ITs like graphic designing, diplomas in business innovation and all that, I think that I should start with health and fitness, because people around me are getting influenced by what I do and how I
Okay.
do. So if I jump into it, people will definitely follow me.
Yeah,
Yes.
most
So
definitely.
I started with weightlifting and aerobics.
Okay.
When it started, like there is a time when your body gets into plateau, when there is no progress, then you have
Okay.
to change your workout styles and exercises.
Okay.
When I did like weightlifting for more than 1.5 years, I jumped into plateau, and then I
Right.
decided that I should go for a more hard workout style, and I jumped into SO-KYOKUSHIN.
But how did you realize that your body is actually at plateau?
Yeah.
Because there was no progress at all. I wasn't feeling like when you work out really hard, you feel like you have a new body.
Yes. Oos.
It gives, yeah.
Yeah. I get
Well,
it. I get it.
that's perfect. And you know, we will definitely get back to how you're a self-defense trainer. That
Yes.
is absolutely, again, amazing. I'm always inspired
I
by
still
such
wanted to
women.
ask, but you know, it's all right. She's the one to move on.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
let's go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so moving on to Hina, I've asked you this before, but again, for all the people out there, you have studied public administration, right? And then to enter into something like this, first of all, how was the transition and how was the family's response?
Well, the transition started from the point when I was overweight.
And that too
Oh.
from public administration to public ipatai.
Yes, you can say
Something
that.
of that sort.
Well,
yeah.
it's just like protecting the public. It's just not that
Yeah,
patai of
yeah,
the
yeah,
public.
yeah.
So, well, my journey started when I became very much overweight, and I just thought about, you know, about my fitness and
Okay.
my health. So I started with fitness, and I did my 20 kg weight loss, and then I jumped into karate and joined Raja Khalid's gym.
How does that happen? I mean,
20
20 kg weight loss, that's
Yeah.
great.
It just happened because
Yeah,
it's,
wow.
But I'm
it's
just
all
trying
about
to-
determination.
I'm just trying to think putting 20 kgs onto you and
Yeah,
then how
can't
you
you?
might look, and then now, because from now, if anybody look at you, they will never ever think that
That's
you were
true.
even fat in
Yeah,
at
nobody
some
recognizes
point
me
of your
now
life.
because I
Yeah.
have totally transformed myself.
Congratulations on
Thank
that,
you.
you've succeeded.
Wow, so but you know you lost 20 kgs first and then you joined his
Yes,
gym, right?
yes.
So why did you join the gym when you've already lost the weight?
I made some resolutions for myself that
Yeah.
I want to achieve this thing. I wrote for myself that, okay, this year I want to do karate. And when I wrote this for myself, I said, okay, why karate? But it comes from inside, because from when you're in your childhood, you keep watching different movies, action movies, and you have been, you know, grown up with such kind of exposure.
Siblings as well,
Yes,
you know, who
so
beat you a lot.
no, they never beat me, but I had interest in action movies.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought, why not do it by myself?
Yeah.
We should try to do it. So that's why I started doing this kind
And
of.
alhamdulillah, you're a trainer yourself
Yes,
now.
I am
think
now.
that's good. But you're a trainer on brown belt and then you're a trainer on green belt. Well, how does this vary? Raj sir, would you mind?
Actually, what happened when belt does not matter what belt they have. I have a special program. Instead of karate classes, I give them like a 1 hour extra lessons 4 times a week to teach them a self-defense.
Okay.
I teach them as a trainer.
All right.
So it took me 4 to 5 months to train them to all techniques. The one our world president Hanshi Daigo Oishi created that for the women's self-defense. So they was pretty good, so I make them a trainer.
Wow, that's great. I think that's wonderful as well. Let's move on to Khadija. So Khadija, what about you? How did you get into karate, you know, and then you've achieved so much. SO-KYOKUSHIN fighter, tell us about SO-KYOKUSHIN technique. What is it and why SO-KYOKUSHIN?
Okay, first of all, I'm a student. I'm doing BS Economics from Padma Women University.
Wow.
I'm completing my degree in this summer, at the end of May. Why I started karate? Actually, when I was in 6th semester, I had a complaint of overthinking, anxiety issues and all. Because in that stage of your life, in 20s, in early 20s, you get that complaint.
Yeah. Were you a
most
good
often.
student?
Yes,
I mean, did you pass all your exams?
Yes,
So then what
obviously.
was the stress about?
It's like overthinking have no kind of main issue. It
Yeah.
comes
I know it
naturally.
does happen, right.
So I decided to, I was too lazy and I decided to get into gym or to do something
Yeah,
and to put my
physical.
energy in a positive manner.
Right.
And when I went to Raja's martial arts, then I got to know that this place is also for karate and I should also join that. And Sir Khalid really motivated me to get into karate. And when I, believe me, when I took my first class by Sir Bilal, and he is a mind-blowing trainer.
Okay.
If I would express it in my words, then I would say he is an epitome of motivation, inspiration, hard work,
Wow.
and passion.
Wow.
I
That's
can
brilliant.
openly say that.
I want to meet with Sir Bilal now.
Yeah. We want to.
I
on the
think
show.
you have met him before.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Then that's how I just came into it, and I was so motivated, and I thought like, okay, I need to do it. I need to be strong, and I need to have that strength in my
Yeah.
body and my mind.
I think
That's
that's
what it
great.
is.
But you know, initially when you start with gym or karate or any other sport, you know, वो initially muscles में बहुत दर्द होती है.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
The first
the
week
aches
is
and
all
pains. The
about-
first
Yeah.
week is just.
Yeah,
So
your
you know,
body-
and I think and I believe that a lot of people give up on those pains
Yes.
and then they're like, we are not going back as well. So
Yeah,
for
people
how
like
many?
me.
How many of you went through that? How
I-
many of you actually counseled
Everyone.
other women that okay, you know, continue?
If I would allowed to add something,
You are always allowed.
You know, at the second or third day, I fell off. I was just trying a kick for the first time. I fell off, and my teachers were so much, worried that please do not don't go and don't feel lost, and you will be fine.
Yeah.
You will be fine. Then I just went on. That's
Okay,
all.
And
and
you
then you
did
were
it,
great.
huh?
So you usually don't have to give up, right? What about you?
Yes.
Did this happen to you as well?
And we've got the
Of
images
course, it
as well.
happened to me also.
Yeah.
It happens all the time because whenever your workout changes, right? When one day you do 50 kicks and the other day when you do 100 kicks, of course you see that difference in your body.
All right.
And the soaring is always there, and
Okay.
you have to tackle it. When the soaring comes in, it means that the muscle is building. So
Okay.
it's the positive sign. It's not the bad sign.
Yeah.
So you have to take it in and go with it. And
I don't know, my muscles are taking so long to build, they're always soaring. You know, for the last two years, you know, they're like, I'm like, oh, idhar dard ho rahi hai, idhar dard ho rahi hai. I mean, come on, grow up, develop. You know? Okay, but Raja Saab, now there's one interesting question, and this question is for everybody. And that is that no matter how hard of a trainer you are, no matter how much of a weightlifter you are, whatever technique you might learn, by the end of the day, whenever you, God forbid, if you end up fighting on streets, it's just ghuse, mukka, latu, you
No
never know
freestyle.
what's happening. Yeah. For me, probably,
Oh, she
you know.
says not really.
Yeah.
I'll come to you.
So why does that happen?
What happened, the human nature.
Yeah.
Whenever you fight with the real way.
Yeah.
We teach you certain limitations, what you can do in a dojo where you are training,
Yeah.
what is prohibited, you cannot do a face punch, you cannot do this and that. But when you are on the street, a real fight, they
Everything
call
is
free
allowed.
fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you use everything. We also teach you how to use it,
Yeah.
but you cannot use in the dojo when you are training. But on the street, when you see as a free fight, nobody is going to take my points, nobody is going to make a liable for me, so
Yeah.
no foul, so they use everything they being taught.
Oh, all right. So,
Yes.
there's a decorum that you have to maintain in the dojo, but otherwise you taught everything.
Everything, yes.
Oh, perfect. So, girls, now this is a question for you. All of you know self-defense,
I mean,
and
their mother-in-laws are going to be very insecure all their life. I think that's what it is.
No, but it is so absolutely important in today's, world, especially to at least know the basic techniques of self-defense. I will definitely learn from them, but the last time, Alize, she's one of you as well, right?
Yes.
She was there and I asked her if she has any story where she practiced self-defense. I want you all to share any story where you physically had to practice self-defense and then you realized, thank God I learned it.
And we're going to give you a minute or two to think about
about
it because
it.
we have to go for a short break. But
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, even before you actually have to use your self-defense techniques, please, I think I'm giving you one piece of advice. Make sure that you do not get into a situation where you have to use them, okay? Please be careful about that.
You can't
We're
control
going to go
that.
for a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back and we'll
Stay
discuss
tuned.
what she's
Yeah.
just saying. Okay, let's do that.
Well,
Good
stay
morning.
tuned.
Faisal Mosque is the largest mosque in Pakistan. Located in the national capital city of Islamabad. Completed in 1986, it was designed by Turkish architect Vedat Daloke to be shaped like a desert Bedouin's tent. It is situated at the north end of Faisal Avenue, putting it at the northernmost end of the city and the foot of the Margala Hills, the westernmost foothills of the Himalayas. It is located on an elevated area of land against a picturesque backdrop of the Margala Hills. This enviable location represents the mosque's great importance and allows it to be seen from miles around, day and night. The Faisal Mosque is conceived as the national mosque of Pakistan and is named after the late King Faisal bin Abdulaziz of Saudi Arabia, who supported and financed the project. It is the largest mosque in South Asia and one of the largest mosques in the world. The Faisal Mosque was the largest mosque in the world from 1986 until 1993, when it was overtaken in size upon the completion of the Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca, Morocco. Subsequent expansions of the Masjid al-Haram, the Grand Mosque of Mecca, and the Masjid al-Nabawi, the Prophet's Mosque in Medina, Saudi Arabia during the 1990s, relegated Faisal Mosque to 4th place in terms of size. Architectural wonders of Pakistan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for everybody who just got tuned into PTY. You watching well this morning alongside the one and the very amazing Shiza Hashmi and Shahzad Khan. Shiza, ladies and gentlemen, happens to have been holding her coffee cup for the last
Thanks for
30
mentioning.
minutes. But I don't know why is she not finishing her coffee. What's wrong with it?
I mean, I am trying.
Oh, you still trying?
Yeah.
I think that's great as well. But ladies and gentlemen, time now to actually exhibit a few SO-KYOKUSHIN karate techniques.
But before that, I think we do need to ask them
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, I'm so sorry. We definitely do have a demonstration for all of you because we are ourselves so excited to do this. But before that, girls, you need to share your stories where you had to use your self-defense techniques.
I think Samia would have only used like some verbal technique type
Verbal
of
Okay.
thing. Wow,
yes,
yes.
we call verbal aikido. उसमें होता ये है कि when you are in a situation
Yeah.
where you are threatened that this guy sounds fishy
Why
or his
always guys?
behavior,
Yeah, come on, please.
Anyway, yeah, please
his
continue.
behavior is not right or normal, then you take certain measures. Like for example, when I took a cab at F10 Marcus, I have noticed. First of all, I sit right at the back of the driver.
Yeah.
Right, like we have been trained to. And what I observed was the driver was, having a video call. So I was
so
waiting for his
uncomfortable,
video call to
right?
just get finished, and then he'll start the ride. But he started the ride right away.
Okay,
So I asked him politely that you should, discontinue your video call
Okay.
and then you should start the ride. But he wasn't listening to me. So what I did, I was on total standby. And I asked him, either you shut down the video, or either I should be moving out. And I had checked the logs
Of a
beforehand.
moving car.
Yes.
Wow.
I have checked
Reminds me of a movie
checked the locks of that car, and my window was down, right? So my point was, if I haven't threatened him the way I did, like in a very strong voice, he wouldn't have discontinued that call, and I might get abducted.
Right, absolutely. And
Can you reproduce that sound as well? Once again, what did you say
The
to him?
strong
And
voice.
how did you say it?
आप इस वॉइस को आप इस कॉल को बंद करें या फिर आप गाड़ी रोक
Is that how you said it, or yeah, or was it like आप इस कॉल को बंद करें और गाड़ी को रोकें? Was it like that?
Actually, I tried to be polite first of all, because you would never know the background of that person. He might have a whole gang behind this whole
Right.
thing.
So
So
that's-
you
that's
should
a
be
good point.
polite first of all, and if he's not listening, then you should actually take the action and stop.
That's
What
smart.
we focus on is to keep your mind active rather than getting frustrated or using your voice and things like that. We should be on standby to take action as well. So my one of my hand was on my bag on my cell phone that was on standby with my dad's number. The other hand was on that lock that I could just get off
Right,
that car.
okay.
So that was my scenario. He shut down the video call.
Wow.
We take the ride.
And that is absolutely brilliant that you knew how to do that, ladies and gentlemen. This is also a way to do it. I mean, you don't have to get physical or immediately, right? You need to, then you should. But of course, start verbally, and if they don't listen, then try your punches.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Hina? Do you have a story?
Yeah, incident happened with me also, and it happened just in couple of seconds. You can say that it happened like that. I was going in a street and it was quite crowded.
Okay.
Right. Even I was with my family, but what happened that a guy was coming in from the front and he just came and hit me with his shoulder. Right.
Okay.
And he just
bumped.
Yeah, bumped in. Right. And what I did when he was passing through, I hit him with my elbow.
Okay.
Right
So,
away.
otherwise, if you're not trained enough, you just get shocked. Like, what happened with
Right.
you? What I did, I counter-attacked it. So-
Perfect.
and I just hit him very hard.
Wow,
and,
more power
Most
to
of
you.
the people got freeze whenever the attacker attacks any victim, right?
I know,
The first
they're in
response
shock.
was they get freeze. They didn't understand what they should do and
Absolutely.
how
Yeah.
they should react. So what we teach is to act right away and with the present mind, and like I said before, we try to be polite at first,
Right.
and if it doesn't work, then we should go for a certain action and
Right.
things
I
like
think
that.
probably one day we should actually all go to Raja Bazaar and fix a lot of people. I think that there are a lot of people who do all of this kind of stuff. But Khatija, what are you thinking?
Actually, I haven't experienced it yet, but
Okay.
Alhamdulillah. But I think after learning self-defense and coming into karate, it kind of give you confidence that if I'll go there, if something happens to me, I am able to defend
Counter
myself.
that, right.
So that's important to know that.
And to know that, I think is
the first step.
is a blessing as well. That
Yes.
no matter what happens, I'll be able to defend
I'll-
myself. I
yes.
think
Yes.
that's great.
Yes, yes.
You
So
do
true.
not have to rely on to anybody else. But ladies and gentlemen, time now for a little bit of display of SO-KYOKUSHIN
Demonstration.
karate demonstration. And for that, ladies and gentlemen, in the ring, we will be joined by Miss Hina Khan, who's the black belt gold medalist. Miss Hina, can we please have you over here? Big round of applause. Yes. Yes, come on. And ladies and gentlemen, last but not the least, I don't know how much he weighs, but Anusha Khan, black belt gold medalist. Come on,
Wow.
Anusha. Yes. Okay, so what are they going to do, Raja?
They're going to do one knife technique when somebody attacks you with the knife.
Okay.
So they will practically show you how to protect yourself.
Okay, let's do it.
Go ahead, Hina, you attack, and Anisha will defend herself.
Okay, so that's I mean, I want to learn a knife technique where if somebody is actually trying to, probably get it through my stomach, I still do not want to kill that person. I just want that person to be safe and myself to be safe. So this is a technique where I think the person with the knife is going to get killed or stabbed. So
Yes.
do we have any other technique with the knife?
Yes, we do have other techniques with the knives. If can I
Yeah,
demonstrate
yeah.
that?
If you want to demonstrate it, you'll have to take off your mic.
Oh my
you do
God.
not. Okay, but let's continue
Okay.
with the program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone grab you from your clothes or something, how you going to protect yourself?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, can we do
First,
this again? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is when if someone grabs you by your clothes or your collar, how can you defend yourself? Go on, girls.
Go ahead, do it again. Here, you
More power.
But I think, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
It's a two-way. When you bring your hand from outside to inside, if the person is very powerful,
Right.
you cannot take his hands off, then you go from inside. And you are attacking with your palms here on his ears. Palms comes with the full of the ear.
Yeah,
When
pressure.
you block it,
Right,
the ear goes
right.
in and the attacker will go disabled for a minute.
Well, that's great. Okay, and then moving on, I think headlock is very famous over in Pakistan. Anybody who can actually get rid of headlock, I think is my favorite karate player. Yes, so can we demonstrate headlock or how to get rid of headlock?
Okay, go ahead. Someone grabbing your hairs.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, a female. So how they will protect their self?
yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice.
Wow. Okay, can we do the same again?
go ahead, grab it
Mother
again.
does this a lot to me, but I don't have any hair now.
Pull-
I think that was the only that was the only technique I had.
Oh, okay. So you can basically turn it back if someone does pull your hair, because it does happen to girls a lot.
Yes.
So do we have any
Yes.
other demonstration?
So now they will do a little free fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
We cannot do a practical fight, but that's they call show
Yeah,
fight.
but just don't hit yourself, okay?
Don't
Yeah.
hit yourself, and here you go. Come, fighting stance. Go.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, come on, take it easy, guys.
Wow, girls.
Now they're going to demonstrate the little
Do
punch.
not try
How
this
they- how
at
they do
home,
the pu-
guys,
How they do
because
the
this
punch
is
on
not
the body. Come on, go ahead.
Wow.
I want to hear the punch. Come on. Hit it hard.
Make some noise.
Come on. Ah. She said, "Did you want to try?" Because it's all women. Come on, go ahead.
Yeah, man.
I'd rather not.
It's-
Well,
I'll
that was
learn it
great.
back.
That was great. Fabulous, guys. Thank you
Wow.
very much. Thank you very much,
Thank
Anusha
you
and Hina.
so much, both of
Ladies and
you.
gentlemen, that was a fight in between Anusha and Hina, but it was a friendly one. You know, they're still friends. You know, other than being over here as well. But you started talking about all of these techniques. I think these are wonderful, and then the way they have demonstrated. Because in between, what I could really feel was that they have this technique of deceiving the kick as well. So you know, the kick's going somewhere here, and then it turns out to be here. So it's
Wow.
like probably an in swing or an out swing. I don't know what that is. But do we learn this technique there, how to deceive with whatever attack you
Yes,
have?
yes. What happened if you bring the kick like a straight, defender can, defend this,
Yeah.
block it. But you when bring in the half, he thinks the kick is coming here,
Yeah.
his hands go off a little bit and then you snap it back again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I think that's great. So,
okay.
why in the first place did you have to go to Japan to learn all of this? Why did you go? How crazy were you back then?
And
I
that was
learned all
years
martial
ago.
arts from here.
Okay.
My teacher, Shian Namullah Khan, he was the grand master and the founder of the Kyokushin in Pakistan.
Okay.
And after I learned from him, I went to USA for the world tournament participation. Then I stayed there 28 years.
28?
Yes. And between that times, I visited to Japan. When I came to Pakistan, I want to open my karate dojo here. Then I see, I was related to American Kyokushin organization. And my students told me the people love here the Japanese Kyokushin. It's the same Kyokushin, but the different groups.
Okay.
So again, I went to Japan and took 2 months training from my Hanshi Oishi Daigo and become World SO-KYOKUSHIN president in Pakistan and the branch chief.
Yeah.
The karate actually, if you really want to learn a karate, you have to go to the masters who have a lot of experience. The Japanese, they took this thing very seriously, and even some masters have in America, Tadashi Nakamura, Shigeru Oyama, they were the best fighters in the world. Nobody ever beat them.
Yeah.
Ever, nobody. They challenge the whole world and they win the fights.
Yeah.
And I also took some lessons, some classes from them.
Yeah.
And but I think the things I learned from my teacher, Shian Namullah Khan and Sayyid Latif Kazmi, they both are died, and they was the best.
Okay.
And then, I think that it must have taken you quite a lot of time to, register yourself in Pakistan as, the one dojo trainer who's actually over here and giving training to all of these women and then kids, because you have 100 or plus academies over here all over in Pakistan.
We have
That won't be easy.
We have a federation running here since almost 30 years.
Okay.
When I left to America, USA, my students were still doing a karate here, and they all have a dojos here. When I came back, I just took over that whole organization.
Yeah.
Okay.
again.
Okay, perfect. So moving on to you girls, well, I insist all of the ladies out there, mothers out there watching this right now, if you do have daughters, because today we are talking about women karate, right? Please, 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 it is totally safe to send them to learn all these things because they do need to learn self-defense. So girls, I want you to tell me what is the right age for girls to come to learn all of this?
I think
And when is it safe for them actually?
it's overall it's safe for any age and any women. We have women who were more than 50 plus years old, and we have actually showed that video. If
Yeah.
you could play it, I have actually sent it to you guys
Okay, okay.
earlier. That lady was around like 45 years old. There was a lady, and there was another lady who was 57 years old.
Okay.
And she got trained with us. Me, Hina, and Sir trained her. And after our training, she realized that age is just a number.
It is indeed just a number. So I mean, how young you should be to start with all of this?
4
I mean,
years.
4 years?
Yes.
It's safe?
Yes.
Wow. I
At
mean,
the
that
age of
is
4 years.
absolutely
I mean, at the age
interesting.
of 4 years, we do not even send our child to school. I mean, come on, why do we want them
We
to
just
learn
probably
karate?
eating matti off the
No, but
wall.
no, but I think that's true as well. I mean, for all of those documentaries I've seen about karate, because I love these documentaries as well. You know, the kids as young as 2.5 years old, 3 years old, they start doing that. And then eventually they grow up in the same school, and then they master the techniques, and every day for hours they have to like punch the trees and whatnot. And I think that this is what everybody requires in life, ladies and gentlemen. They say that for anything which you put in 10,000 hours, you're going to master it. I mean, just write it down. This is the formula to master anything. If you've practiced anything for 10,000 plus hours, you're going to be good at it.
I'm going to do it.
Well, 10,000
Not this,
hours
but-
starting from now onwards, I think will be probably quite a lot, no?
Yeah, of course. I mean, but you got to do something
But you
to
got
get
to start
something.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
So, ladies and gentlemen, towards the end, if there's anything, I mean, this has to
Hina
be
and
sort of
Anusha
an
started
invitation.
at 4 and 5 years.
Who did, sorry?
They're both.
Hina and Anusha.
Wow, you girls are absolutely brilliant now.
Well, I think
Which is
that's
why
great,
they-
and which is why they even know where the other person's going to kick, so the hand's already there,
Yes.
Okay, please don't do that, okay, so now one more thing, and that is that Pakistan is a cricket-loving nation, we invest in cricket a lot. People are going after football, people are going after different sports as well, but karate is not represented in such a manner on international platforms as well, for example, SAF games, Olympics and whatnot. And even if we do have players who are actually going and participating, they do not bring back any gold medals, any silver medals, where we actually need to promote the sport itself.
What happened? Everybody love cricket. Everybody want to watch the cricket. But on the side of that, martial arts in Pakistan, we have a lot of runner-ups in the world tournaments. And being a runner-up, it takes so much effort, so many years of practice and training.
Yeah.
And we have a very best talent in the world for the martial arts, for the karate.
Okay.
We have a world champions here, but they have no chance to go participate in the world tournament
Platform,
because
okay.
nobody finance them. They have a problem with the finance. If one person who's the best fighter and doing is work to feed his family 10 hours, then he go to the dojo work only 2 hours, it's not enough for that. All other governments in other countries, they support the karate men,
Right.
they support the karates, martial artists, but in our country, we are self-financing, I am putting my own money to teach my students, to take them to the different countries. And one more problem here is some martial artists, they take only the players who spend the money. If someone have a talent and they cannot support it by finance, they don't take them with them to other countries for the tournament. There is a lot of problems in the martial arts in Pakistan.
But we'll get it sorted.
But I'm
inshallah.
trying to fix it.
Very,
I'm trying
very
to
nice.
help
Raj Sahab, to be very honest, I
Yes.
think it makes me proud to have had you over here on the show as well, for somebody who's established an academy and who's actually teaching so many students, investing from his own pocket. I think it definitely takes a true man to do all of this,
That's
ladies
right.
and gentlemen. And I think everybody needs to pick up on a sport in life, because if you're not going to pick up on a sport, I think you'll probably pick up on drugs, alcohol, and all of these things. So for all of those kids who are actually out there, parents, please make sure that either they ride horses, they go to the gym, swimming, any sport they want to
Yeah.
pick up on. because if they're going to be free, idle mind is a devil's workshop. Please
That
remember
is
that.
absolutely true. I do totally
you.
agree with that. And, you know, I had riding classes and swimming classes when I was young. But anyway, moving on. So, Samia over here sort of mentioned that when she was using the verbal defense, that reminded me of something that I always tell my sisters as well, because we usually do very much often use cabs and everything lately. So there's two things that you need to know. Sit behind the driver always. Number one, sit behind the driver in case anything happens. If you are threatened, you have to grab him by his neck or just attack his eyes. I mean, just sit behind him because that is very important. Second, you need to check your door because there's a baby lock or something. You're not
Child lock.
Yeah, child lock.
safety
What's a
lock.
baby lock? Yes, so absolutely. So you cannot usually open the door. So in case that does happen, just be like, "Mera dupatta bahar reh gaya, I need to check," or something, just in case you need to check. So these are the two things must keep in mind in order to be safe in today's world.
Exactly, that's great, Shiza. I think you've given out a wonderful message as well. Thank you very much, everybody, for being over here. Thank you very much for you guys as well for the amazing display or the demonstration of the SO-KYOKUSHIN karate technique, ladies and gentlemen. And if there's anything else you want to ask us, please make sure that you write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of
Well, this morning.
on Twitter,
Well, this morning without G.
on Daily Motion and GT.
Also, well, this morning,
And the fabulous repeat is going to be on
11 p.m. tonight.
till the next day. 1, 2, 3.
Good morning.
Whoos. Whoos.
The Faisal Mosque is the largest mosque in Pakistan. Located in the national capital city of Islamabad. Completed in 1986, it was designed by Turkish architect Vedat Daloki to be shaped like a desert Bedouin's tent. It is situated at the north end of Faisal Avenue, putting it at the northernmost end of the city and the foot of the Margala Hills, the westernmost foothills of the Himalayas. It is located on an elevated area of land against a picturesque backdrop of the Margala Hills.